And it is Ole Anderson moving out against Ole Anderson and Stan Hansen against Brad Armstrong and Mr. Wrestling number 2. One fall, television time remaining, and Anderson having his hands full now with Brad Armstrong. Brad Armstrong, of course, named Rookie of the Year. Outstanding young athlete. Hip lock takedown. Armstrong gets him in a head scissors very quickly. Hansen in the ring now and using that forearm like a club. Reversal by Brad Armstrong. Brad started to charge in. That's where he was a little bit foolish, perhaps, and Hansen quickly took advantage of it. Hansen is known as a bone breaker. He has put a lot of men out of wrestling, some of them permanently. Brad Armstrong makes the tag. Mr. Wrestling 2 charges in Wrestling 2 on fire. An arm whip on Ole Anderson. Caught him. Beautiful forearm, and it was, look at this, double teaming before the count, and it is Wrestling 2 exploding with everything that he has against Stan Hansen. The bad man from Borger, Texas has got his problems. A side headlock by Mr. Wrestling 2. Hansen trying to break it up, drives Wrestling 2 back into his own corner. Notice the way Anderson quickly tagged up, and Anderson takes advantage of the count. The two of them double teaming Wrestling 2 before the count of 4 was over. Good move by Wrestling 2, caught him. Tried to go for the knee, and did you see the way Anderson spun out of the way on that one? You cannot take a thing away from Anderson or Hansen. For men that big, they're exceptionally fast. Good takedown by Wrestling 2 going to a bottom wrist lock, and again, Anderson made the tag. Now, notice the way he's got Wrestling 2 back up against those ring ropes. They double team extremely well, and they do it all within the 4-count perimeter. Hansen's back already beginning to show the marks of this match. Wrestling 2 back to his feet, now makes the tag. Brad Armstrong charges back into the ring. Armstrong now explodes with a couple of right hands to the midsection. Brad Armstrong caught him a good drop kick. It's Brad Armstrong now with a side headlock. Look at this strength of this man, Hansen. Had him up. Tremendous suplex by Stan Hansen. Armstrong managed to get himself out of there before the count of 3. And it is Anderson now continuing to press the advantage on Brad Armstrong. Armstrong fires to the midsection, fires to the rib cage once again. And take a good look at that banner. Georgia Championship Wrestling. We've got brand new name upcoming in just a couple of weeks. Brand new name upcoming. Tell you more about it next week. But I'll give you a clue. We're worldwide. Hansen caught in the midsection by Wrestling 2, but Anderson retaliating, and we've got all 4 men in the ring now. All 4 men now, they're beginning to separate. Front chancery by Ole Anderson, keeping Wrestling 2 tied up. And an impact. Good move by Wrestling 2. Drives Anderson back into his own corner. Wrestling 2 makes the tag with Brad Armstrong. Brad Armstrong moves in. And it is now Anderson, arm whip. And caught by Brad Armstrong coming off the ropes. And it is the Superstar and the Super Destroyer out here watching things very carefully. And there you see the Superstar, Buzz Sawyer, suddenly appearing on the scene. There's Tommy Wildfire Rich. There's Buzz Sawyer. And Rich watching things very carefully now. Brad Armstrong in trouble in that corner. And there's Tito Santana, Michael Hayes, Terry Gordy. We've got some very, very interested people here watching this Australian tag team event with a great deal of interest. And it is Brad Armstrong, snap married to the canvas. Stan Hansen down across the chest of Brad Armstrong, makes the tag with Ole Anderson. Ole Anderson catches him in the ribcage before the count of 4. Brad Armstrong fires back. And it's Brad Armstrong beginning to take the measure and now slips through the legs and makes the tag with Wrestling 2. Wrestling 2 in there now. We've got a pair. 6 are going between Wrestling 2 and Ole Anderson. Stan Hansen's out there. Now Brad Armstrong's back out there. We've got all 4 men in the ring. And we've got a Donnybrook going now. A pair 6 with all 4 of them out there. Anderson caught. And now it is Hansen being caught. Wait a second. There goes the superstar. Michael Hayes just charged the ring. The referee's calling for the bell. And we've got a battle royal going on now. Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant just appeared, and we've got a full-scale battle royal. Andre the Giant clearing the ring. And what a pair 6 battle royal. You talk about wild action. We've got it here. And they're ringing the bell, trying desperately to get order restored. And they're battling every way but loose. They're going every way but loose now. And let me just take a moment to remind all of you, of course, there will be wrestling tonight in Jackson. Tomorrow afternoon in Chattanooga. There'll be wrestling Tuesday in Danielsville and Thursday in Baxley and Thomasville, Friday in Jasper. Don't forget Monday in Gainesville at the Stephen O'Connell Center. Tickets are still available.
All right, in Jackson. Jackson. Superstar, it's going to start tonight in Jackson, pal. I'm going to get you in Jackson, Florida. Georgia.
Jackson, Georgia's the place. And, of course, tomorrow night, get your tickets now for the Omni tomorrow night. Well, our time is completely gone here, and we're finally getting some law and order restored in the ring. But, brother, I'll tell you what, this has been quite a first hour indeed. Thanks so much. Don't go away. We'll be back. We'll be back.
All right, this is a match that took place between Super Destroyer and Junkyard Dog some time ago in the Omni. And, you know, this guy comes in, he's got his music, he's got all the people ranting and raving and applauding and telling him how great and fantastic he is. And I was simply making a statement to him right there that I was going to sit down at ringside. I wanted to see firsthand for myself, not through videos,